So, how to build sexual desire and turn that into a successful relationship. So, hey, I'm Tony V here from the 1010 movement, and it's all about moving from life being a bit of a struggle to being more successful, moving towards living life at more of a 10 out of 10. And if it's your first time here, huge welcome. If you're returning, once again, thank you so much for coming back. Yes, so in today's video, we're diving deep into a subject which is sort of seen as a little bit taboo. It's not the sort of thing we talk about every day. What is your sexual desire? How is that different in men and women? And how do we bring it all together in a beautiful, successful way so that our relationships run smoothly and beautifully, lovingly, and all of that sort of stuff? Yeah, so let's start with the men, sexual desire. Now, probably it would be true to say in all, look, there's nearly coming up to 8 billion people on the planet. Let's go half of them are men, half are women. Men, sexual desire is something that's an animal part of us, yeah? It's created from that part of us to recreate, procreate, and all of that sort of stuff. Now, the challenge is for most people is that their sexual desires in the modern world are a little bit out of control. So, if you think about what makes our sexual desires come to the surface, it's like often it's a case of they're being triggered off. They're being triggered off by things outside of ourselves. And guys, you know what those sorts of things are. Suddenly there's this feeling inside of us and we desire to utilise that energy and get rid of it. And most commonly that's done by having some sex or at least having some sort of orgasm. Now, the truth is that most men, I say most loosely, there are no stats, but I would put it very high up on the dial that most men do not have their sexual energy under control. In other words, it's in control of them, it feels like it's happening to them, and then they behave in a certain way to calm it down again, instead of them being in control of it. Now, trust me, this is something that's happened over generations. I believe perhaps in earlier times that procreation was like very different. If you think of maybe even back to, times before contraception, contraception was actually a big point where things changed because we could have sex with the opposite sex more safely. But before that, we were a little bit more, hold on a minute, that's like could have some consequences there. Now, that wasn't true for everyone. The Victorians, and the Georgians were all famous for having sex. So were the Romans and the Greeks and all of that sort of stuff. So it's not like it's just happened, but the advent of pornography and stuff like that at the level that it's at today means that men are using their sexual energy in a way that it wasn't necessarily designed to work. Now, to dive into this subject in a few minutes is asking for trouble because it is a huge subject. But if I could give you something, men, that would mean that you would get a better experience by the use of your sexual desires in a way that puts you in massive connection with your loving partner, then I think that would be valuable. I hope that is the case. So, how do you direct your sexual energy in a loving way? I think the first thing is to recognise, it's said by somebody, this might seem off subject, yeah, but it's said by a doctor, an American doctor, that actually when we have a feeling of hunger in our body, we have come to misconstrue what that message is. And actually, the message is that we're thirsty, we're dehydrated, we're not hungry. But we've come to misconstrue that, run to the cupboard and eat often sugar, which meets that desire in a different way. Now, could it be true that that's the same with our sexual energy? In other words, this sexual energy is meant for one thing, but we're using it for something else. So the meaning of this actual energy that builds up inside of us as a man is actually, and bear with me because you're probably going to go, I've never heard that before. But how would it be this is true? That the energy that builds up, is it possible that we misconstrue that energy for needing to have sex, when actually this is the very energy that we're meant to be grounded with and use for the purpose we are on this planet for. In other words, it's purpose energy, not sexual energy. Now, you're going to go to me, wow, never heard such a load of rubbish. But hold on. Supposing I'm right here. Supposing I'm right that this drive inside of us, this drive is actually meant to be for the purpose we are on this planet. And because that energy builds up, if, I often say to audiences, who here, men, who here know and have written down the purpose of their life? Trust me, hardly any man ever puts his hand up. So could this mean that modern man is being way less purposeful with their life than they perhaps could be? Yeah? Or maybe we were designed to be more purposeful and we're not using that energy in the right way. So if indeed that is the case, we then misconstrue those messages of purpose. It builds up inside of us and somehow we have to use it up. And the way to use it up and get rid of it is, one way to do it is to have sex. But that, if you saw in my last video, having sex is not loving your woman. So if you want a successful relationship, we need to take this energy, have a solid purpose in life. When you have a solid purpose in life, your woman's level of trust in you will massively increase. And when a woman trusts you, it's like you start to open the gateway for her to allow you to love her. For her to start to trust you means that she lets down this gate, this sort of gate that's protecting herself from you not looking like you're solid enough to be in control of an us. Yeah? So, hey, this is maybe a revelation to you. So women, what's going on for you? Is it true that you have to just ask yourself, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 is I trust the man in my life totally, and 0 is, when I really think about it, actually, I don't trust him at all. The trust in our relationship, I create that. Now, if you create that trust, this is like, that's going to be a very weak relationship, yeah? So, from a sexual viewpoint, women have to learn to trust. But men, we have to be trustable. This is why the game of love is a two-part thing. If you want your woman to trust you, you have to be trustable. And for her to trust you, you need to be on your purpose. Okay? Because when you're on your purpose, you look solid, you look safe. The feminine energy is a very vulnerable energy. And if they feel vulnerable, girls, tell me if I'm wrong. If you feel vulnerable, you'll get your own safety. You get your own security. That's why so many women hold the purse strings. Like, hold on a minute, I don't trust you with the money. Let me deal with the money, or I'll have my own money. You have your money, I'll have my money. Now, what has all that got to do with sexual energy and a successful relationship? Absolutely everything. So really what I'm saying is, men, we have to step up. We have to step up and be trustable. When we are trustable, we will be using most of that energy on our purpose, and the correct part of that energy, the bit that we're supposed to have, can be used with our woman to love our woman, having beautiful intimacy from a place where she trusts you, you love her, magic and miracles happen. So that's it. That is, a tough call. Probably wasn't what you thought you were going to hear, but trust you got something from it. If you've got any questions, of course, pop them down below. Happy to answer any questions. It is a big subject, something that myself and my beautiful wife, Nikki V, have talked about for weeks and weeks and weeks. Now, as I said, if you're new to the channel, big welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because when a new video pops up, you can see easily that we've made another one and you can go watch it, yeah? And if you want to learn more about your sexual energy and all of that sort of stuff, please go to the video at the top here next. There's going to be something else great for you. And if you want to know how to improve, other areas, to make other areas of your life more successful, then please hit the bottom video and we'll share more about that. So that's it from me, Tony V. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.